The Judge signing became official on Tuesday. And I guess we shouldn't take that for granted now looking at San Francisco. But the thing is, the Yankees knew Judge's medical history, so that was always going to be the truth. And there was a half surprise that came out on Wednesday at the press conference, which I think Yankees fans all kind of knew deep down in their hearts. But Aaron Judge has been named the 16th captain of the New York Yankees. So congrats to Aaron Judge. Well deserved. Claps to the mic.
Well done, Aaron.
Yeah.
Next time I see you, I'll give you a handshake.
What do you think of that move?
Fantastic. I think he deserves every penny of it. He was the best hitter in baseball. He was deservedly the MVP. I think the Yankees did the right move. Granted, I got to give Judge some credit because he turned down the offer prior to the season and basically bet on himself. And you know what, Aaron Judge, you cashed out. You won. The Yankee. And the thing is, he didn't let it. At least I didn't know this, Liam. I don't know if you did either. But he always wanted to be Yankee. He always wanted to wear the pinstripes. I don't know how true the rumor is about how much money. What was it? I think San Fran offered him 10 for 400.
That was San Diego. The rumor was 10 for 4, and then San Fran was apparently more than 9 for 60, which was ambiguous. So I think it might have been 9 years, but more average annual.
Okay, my fault. The Padres offered him 10 for 400. But he always wanted to be a Yankee. It turns out, and he bet on himself, and it paid off. And the Yankees did the right thing when they signed him. There hasn't been a lot of turnover. The Yankees signed him and named him the captain. I think they did the right thing. It's well deserved. And I think it meant a little more as a Yankee fan. No, I'm not that old. Derek Jeter was the captain. Derek Jeter was the captain when I was growing up. And you know what? Derek Jeter would go out there, and it wasn't the Yankees if Derek Jeter wasn't on the field. Like, he was the guy. Derek Jeter was the face of the New York Yankees, and he couldn't always be, obviously. And now we have a new face of the New York Yankees, as you could debatably say. I think some people would agree. He's the face of baseball right now. That man draws crowds. That man makes money for the New York Yankees. The man hits. The man produces. The man strikes out a lot. But I think he is deserved every penny that he's gotten, that he's getting. Good for the Yankees. Good for Aaron Judge. And I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent, Liam, but the one thing that Aaron Judge did that really proved me wrong was he played 157 games this year.
Yeah.
That's what impressed me. He proved me wrong. I genuinely did not think Aaron Judge was going to sniff 120. And Aaron Judge went out there and played 157 games. Now, granted,
a lot of which were in center field.
Yes. He was chasing the home run record. So he was getting out there and he was trying to play every day he could until he broke the record. So that helped. But at the same time, sometimes the best ability, Liam, is availability. And Aaron Judge was available all season long. And I'm impressed. He proved me wrong. And that was really the biggest thing that I was looking for. I mean, like, yeah, I wasn't expecting Aaron Judge to go hit more home runs than to break the AL home run record.
And we should never again.
No, who would expect that? But what really impressed me is how available he was, how many games he played. And now I think, Liam, you would agree with me that we don't expect Aaron Judge to be playing 157 games. I don't think we want Aaron Judge playing 157 games.
Nope.
I would probably give or take, I think 15 is a better number than 10, somewhere around. I think that puts him around 140. Like, that's a captain. Your captain's going to go out there, he's going to produce, and he's going to play. He's going to be available. And I know 9 years is a long time, and I'm not usually a fan of such long deals, but I think Aaron Judge has earned every penny of it.
Yeah, I agree. And he gives you so much tangibly on the field, but also the intangible, the leadership, the presence, the attraction. Players want to play with Aaron Judge because he is the star, but he is a selfless star. By all accounts of every person in that locker room, they always mention you get the same treatment, and it's not you get the same great treatment whether you're a Hall of Fame walk-in or you're a rookie coming up of spring training to guys that get called up. He gives you that reverence. He reaches out to every person that comes over. Every interview I've heard from guys who come through. He's been the de facto captain for years, even when he was a rookie. That was CC's team, but Judge was taking it over. So to formalize it and to solidify it is great for him, great for us, the history of the franchise. And hopefully, like you said, I think the Yankees in previous years have shown a lack of urgency to win certain games and certain series. Like they see every game, which mathematically is true. They see every game as the same. When I think we kind of know as fans, and the players would probably agree that certain games are bigger than others throughout the year in terms of, making sure you get a series against the division rival, or, making sure you win certain games with your top guys on the mound. So I think Judge maybe, I don't want to see him have a high 150 games played again, but for him to be able to go to the office as the captain and be like, hey, like, I think I should play tonight. I think we shouldn't bench Giancarlo tonight, like, even though the analytics you have is written down as a rest day, he has a good matchup here. I think we should try and win this game. And, if he can sit at 140 plus, 140, not even plus, 140 to 150 the rest of his career, that would be great, because he has the potential to hit 45 home runs every year that he plays 140 games, which is wild to think about. But and even he's a big guy. We're going to keep him out of center field, hopefully, having Bader solidified as our center fielder. So Yankees right field is just not a lot of ground to cover, which highlights his incredible arm and even his defensive range even more, with less wear and tear put on his body. So yeah, I would love to see him play and stay healthy, and I think he can. He's had some freak injuries in the last few years. He's been pretty good.
Agreed. I think the biggest knock, Liam, is he can cut down on the strikeouts. And the next step for Aaron Judge, he's got to hit in the postseason.
Yeah.
It's not enough for the Yankees. We expect, as Yankee fans, I expect to win 100 games every year. I really do. They got the money. They clearly have the talent this year. I expect the Yankees to win 100 games. It's not enough for them to just get to October. It's time to win. It's the Yankees. We want to win. And if Aaron Judge is going to take that next step, because the biggest knock that you can put on Aaron Judge is that he, at least this past season, did not hit in the postseason. Not well. He could hit a couple home runs, but he was, I think, 5 for 36 with like 15 Ks, something like that. And granted, the Yankees as a whole did not hit well. And granted, the Astros pitching was very good in the playoffs. But his next step, Liam, if Aaron Judge is we're gonna be talking like the legacy of Aaron Judge in 30 years, it's time for him to start hitting in the postseason.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Derek Jeter is a walk-in Hall of Famer. Or he was almost unanimous. There was a lot of talk about, oh, he's not as good of a defender, and oh, Nomar had a similar peak, all that stuff. And there's some merit to some of that, but I think part of the reason is Derek Jeter's, one, his longevity over 20 years, and two, Derek Jeter hit over 300 and over a 900 OPS in his postseason career, which players don't do that. Like, you look at postseason stats, like the reason guys have a 900 OPS is because there are teams like Oakland and Cincinnati who aren't trying to win, and Aaron Judge, hits 5 homers off of them in a year. Aaron Judge has been a decent postseason performer rather, in that Aaron Judge being bad still has a good impact on a game because he has defense. He's a stolen base threat. He works counts because there's the fear of Judge. He gets pitched around, and the Giancarlo Stanton home run in Game 5. Judge worked a tough at bat and ended up striking out there. Like, it does have an impact, but look at other big contracts. Like Alex Rodriguez was ridiculed for years for not being a postseason performer, and then finally in 2009 he plays like A-Rod, and he is one of the main reasons that we won that 2009 World Series. So you're giving contracts to these big guys, but ultimately the postseason is where it counts. A-Rod gave us 2 MVPs. Judge should have 2 MVPs. He has 1 and an all-time season. So I think that's where, all the intangible that he gives throughout the team. I think Judge not only is going to have to set a clubhouse culture that's a championship culture, but also be that postseason performer that leads us to the promised land.
Yeah, hard to disagree with any of that. But now's the time. You're going to be the captain. You got a legacy to live up to.